Welcome to the BTA Podcast. BTA, the voice of business travel.
Well, hi, everybody. It's time for the BTA Pulse, our regular podcast with me, Clive and Andrew.
Me, Andrew Clark.
So for those that are alert amongst us, you will have noticed one change there so far, and we're calling it BTA Pulse here in 2025. A new name for it, not so dissimilar format to what we had before, where we're going to be talking around what's going on at the BTA and out in the world of business travel. And we hope to have a few special guests in to talk about one or two pieces. And Andrew, we've got one or two special guests in today, haven't we?
We have. Well, we've got one special guest because she doesn't even know what she's doing here. And then we've got one normal guest appearance that does know what she's doing here, but doesn't know what she's got to say. So we've started. Yeah. I think we're going to start this podcast off really well today, Clive.
As professional as ever. That's
as professional as ever, yes.
So we should say we have two of our esteemed colleagues joining us on the BTA today. Helen, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
And your first appearance on the BTA Pulse, as it is for all of us, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. I'm very happy to be here.
Happy to have you here. And most importantly, we have a new team member to introduce, our very own Sam Wells, who's joined us as a partner engagement manager. Hi, Sam. Welcome to the podcast and the team, of course.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me. Hello, Pulse. Glad to be here.
No.
I object to special, though.
Okay, just one special enough or two?
One special's perfect. Yeah, two specials, that's a bit much, isn't it?
Okay, fair enough. We'll take that on board. So for our listeners who haven't had the chance to meet you yet, because you've only been with us a couple of weeks, this is week 3 we're talking to you in. Just give everybody a little update as to your career, because you've been in the industry for quite some time. So I'm sure many people will know you.
I have, yeah. Started my career in retail travel for a few years, little independent agency in Wimbledon, in the village, and then was called to the bright lights of business travel, and worked for quite a few TMCs. They've obviously evolved, merged, renamed over the years. So Chambers Travel when they were Chambers, ASCO before they became ATPI, Hogg Robinson, the mighty Thomas Cook when they had the Goldman Sachs implant. So lots of experience, and I'm still in touch with colleagues that I worked with in those early days. I've touched on hospitality. I worked for Intercontinental Hotels Group for a few years, few different roles there. And then moved over to the corporate side. So I've been a travel program manager for a corporate. Yeah, I've done, and thrown into the mix a crazy impulsive decision to be a holiday rep for a season back in 1996 in Turkey. No, it was not. No, it was. I think
for those
it was
that are old enough to remember Club 1830.
1831 to 1941 or something. No, it was a company called Sun Tours. It was a good experience, but not something I would ever want to repeat again.
No, I'm sure that you've got a few stories which will get out of you at the bar for any rep on a holiday resort, and probably was it Mamaris or somewhere like that? You were
Alanya.
Okay, no, it was posh in those days. It probably still is. I don't know. Yeah. But there's one thing, just for our TMC friends, I should point out that all of the TMCs that Sam has worked for don't exist anymore. So I'm not sure.
Well,
that's anything that you should take from that.
I also want to call out, Clive. I think there's been a subliminal hiring here along the way. I think you're ex-Thomas Cook, Sam is ex-Thomas Cook, and I believe that Helen is ex-Thomas Cook.
I am.
I clearly am the only one that didn't work for Thomas Cook throughout my career.
Yeah, which is why you're not so well-rounded as the other three of us.
That's clearly, yeah. Northerner, they don't welcome Northerners too much, right?
No, it was a great ground. It's like some of those companies that were just in my era, because I'm older than everybody on here, but it was the brand and you wanted to work for them, and I'm sure everybody was the same. But you had similar brands you worked for, Andrew, that were great names in travel, I'm sure. So Helen, let's come here. Thanks, Sam, for the intro. Helen,
Pleasure.
kind of first one of the year. Have a new partner in crime to work alongside and hassle me and Andrew, which is great, and look after our members, of course. So you've had a bit of a role change, and tell people about what you're going to be doing, and I guess what you're looking forward to this year.
Yes. So, first of all, it's great to have another woman back in the team because, moral support is needed when you work with yourself and Andrew. So, we've just sort of
you went
made
there
the numbers a little bit more equal now, so a bit more girl power in the team. Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Pleasure. I'm here. I'm here for you.
Exactly. So roles are changing a little bit moving forward in 2025. As you mentioned, Sam's coming in as partner engagement manager. So we will be going through a process of handing over the partners that I currently look after to Sam, and my role is moving to members and education manager. And so that means that I will be working even more closely with the members and also developing that area that I'm obviously very passionate about, which is the education side of things, skills development and apprenticeships and our relationships with the education sector as well. There's a lot of new things coming up. And obviously we had our Planet Plan People and Talent conference last week. So that was a really nice sort of kickoff for that. We were able to talk in depth about it. Was also took place during National Apprenticeship Week, so we were able to talk a lot about apprenticeships and skills together with our new partner BPP Education. So it was a really good start and a great to have that good first conference under our belt as well. So lots of exciting things for this year.
Yeah, no, it is. It's good. And it's taken us a while because we're just sort of early, well, actually mid-February recording our first one of the year because we've had all the changes and Sam coming in and a bit of rejigging. So I'm really excited. And we'll talk more about things like the BTA Academy, which was something we're working on that you're going to be working on along with the rest of us as we develop through the year and what that's going to look like. But all about evolving the BTA and keeping it moving forward and relevant for our members, which is really important. And then making sure we deliver for our partners. So nothing really changed, just the way we do it might be a little bit different. And Andrew, bringing you in because you've been really busy because we've got we've had a couple of events already, but a big event that's coming up over the horizon. Yeah,
our first ever inaugural corporate travel summit in partnership with Advantage, and it's great to work with another association because they you look at things from through different lenses. You have different ideas on things, on how to engage your partners, your members, buyer community, just the wider industry. Also I think a number of people involved. Sometimes they say too many cooks and all that, but I think it's been great to have a real team effort putting it into to making this happen. So I think we're only just over 2 weeks away now, still finalising some last minute details. We have actually got a venue and we've actually got speakers and an agenda. And we've actually got a good number of people already registered in. Over 200 people now have registered to attend. We're still looking to push and promote more spaces. We do have more spaces available, so we'll continue to put out information on social media and via our newsletters and press releases and everything else that we do nowadays. But really looking forward to it. It's taken over my world, but it's been a good exercise in cross collaboration between associations.
Yeah, no, it has been, and it was really looking forward to that event. There's some great content that is relevant to all our members and partners too, which I think we've got some great speakers lined up, which I'll leave you to reveal close to the time. But if you haven't signed up and you remember yet, then please go to our website and do that. And the other thing is, of course, we have an expo for the first time ever this year, right?
We do, yeah. We toyed with the wording of that. Is it an expo? Is it a showcase? I think it's a little bit in between. We've got over 80 of our partners will be lined up or lining the corridors of the Novotel in Hammersmith, ready to showcase what their offerings are and network and engage and discuss what's happening in 2025 for their own brands. So really looking forward to that. We've got a bit of games happening, a bit of prizes to be won as always. And of course, any travel event wouldn't be a travel event with a bit of food and drink thrown in. So it's all looking promising. And I can't wait for it to be over, to be honest, just to give me a bit of time back.
Yeah, that's true. But it should be said the expo is open to any TMC staff member of any level from the BTA community, and they can register and come along and meet, as you say, up to 70 partners to see what's going on in the world of suppliers, and also find out about BTA because our Generation Board are going to be there talking about their work as well. So please do sign up. It's what time is it from? It's
from about 5 o'clock. From about 5 o'clock till about 7:30. So opportune time for people to just nip in, see the supplier partners and come and meet people from the industry and just see what all the buzz is about and why our industry is such a great industry to be involved. And also we are talking at the moment of widening that opportunity for the expo showcase in the evening to those colleges and universities that our TMC members work with today, allowing their travel and tourism students or any students that are interested in our industry to come along to the expo and just see what it's all about. And we'll be sharing that information as we go through these next 5 to 7 days to get information out to them. So we're looking forward to it. There's lots of people that are already asking us about what they can do, who they can bring, and other questions coming our way. So fingers crossed it all goes well without any hitches.
No, it will do. And I'm sure Sam and Helen, you're looking forward to that one, to the chance to catch up with your members and partners too, right?
Very much so. Yes, it's going to be a great event. Can't wait.
It'll be a great way to introduce you to everybody in one fell swoop, Sam.
Yeah, exactly that.
Baptism of fire.
Yes, I'll put my special badge on.
I'll be testing you at the end to make sure you've got everybody's names and you know who works where.
Righty-ho. Okay.
Comfortable shoes is the biggest tip, Sam. Don't be wearing any uncomfortable shoes that are only there for show. Okay. Comfortable shoes is the order of the day.
Okay. Okie dokie.
So then we've got, getting down to the business of what's going on for members and partners around government engagement. And I'm really looking forward to our Parliamentary Dinner, which comes up towards the end of March, where we'll have a number of MPs from both sides of the House hosting us, all of our members for a dinner in the House of Commons, which is always a bit special. But I think this year will be the first time, obviously, we've held an event in the House of Commons since the new Labour administration took over. So it will be, I'm sure, a really worthwhile discussion. And we have pretty much a full house for that event coming up. And there's been quite a bit of government engagement coming up and around. So we will keep you informed of what's going on at that. So what other events? I know you were talking, you had the people and talent event. We've got some technology stuff going on, Helen, as well, right?
Yeah, we've got our technology strategy meeting tomorrow with our chair, Nonna Alomaja from Global Travel Collection. So, or she's our tour actually, but part of the Internova group. And so we're looking forward to having a really good conversation about the technology strategy, what our members are hoping to see from the BTA in terms of the technology strategy moving forward through 2025, and what do they want to hear about, what do they want to see. So that's taking place tomorrow. I have sent registration details out, but if anybody wants to join that and they haven't seen the registration details, drop me a message and I can send that on to them.
Just to kind of say, it's probably going to be out in the airwaves after that event. So if you just heard that, you can scoot back in time, but don't miss the next one. Don't miss the next one is the point, because for members, that's a really good piece of information and engagement that we have in the technology area.
Clive, I noticed when you started talking about government engagement and you mentioned Labour, your dog started barking in the background. Is that do they always do that when you mentioned Labour government?
You want to see what happens when I mention the Liberal Dems?
Oh, right, okay. Maybe we need screen time for that.
Yeah, no, seriously, I don't think they have a particular choice of government party, but all I know is every time I go to record something, they don't say a word all day until I press the record button, and then they decide to bark at every movement. So my apologies if you did hear the dog barking, or both of them barking in the background. From that, but so we have a lot coming up. We've got the aviation strategy meeting just coming in as well, which I think there's a lot of important discussions going on around there. There's been some changes in things such as the BA Exec Club that people want to catch up on, and some good news about the EasyJet point of sale fee that members will be aware of being reduced, which is some of the work that we've achieved through that group, which I think is really important. And also, I'm very excited to start a kind of a new theme for our members, which we're calling Industry Connect. Where we get our members in a room together just to talk about industry issues, to exchange knowledge on specific subjects, and really get back to actually some of the stuff we used to do before the pandemic, really getting that focus back. So we've got a few of those coming up over the next few months, with the first one due to be sent out to all members very, very shortly. So
and it's interesting, isn't it, Clive? You're doing the aviation one. I saw some breaking news today that the Belgium are looking to propose to increase its airline departure tax, and I know we've got our government spring forecast coming at the end of March with no initial sort of jungle drums beating around the UK being increased again. But it is interesting that other countries are now starting to think about that airport tax and what it means and how much it should be.
Yeah, well, I think it is interesting that they are a bit of an outlier, actually, Belgium going that, because others have removed it. It is going to be interesting to see what happens. But remember, Heathrow is the most expensive airport in Europe, and I think way beyond that. And part of the work we've been doing recently is going out and supporting the expansion of Heathrow with the third runway, but to have a look at the regulatory reviews and the charges around Heathrow that needs completely looked at. And the two are linked, between expansion and the right pricing strategy for airlines, which ultimately goes through to passengers. We've got to make sure that business travellers are not penalised in the UK by suffering higher costs than anywhere else in Europe. So that's one of the big subject matters that we're talking about. In fact, I do have a meeting with some of the senior execs at Heathrow coming up in the next 10 days, which is talking about Clive's favourite subject of drop-off charges, but clearly we'll be adding our support to them. Say we're up for runway 3 as well, so it's not all bad news in my discussions with them, but it will be interesting to hear from them what their plans are in terms of expansion as well. So busy time coming up.
It is. And also we have our other strategy groups, where we have our ground transport strategy group, which is going to be an interesting year this year. I think is it 200 years of the British modern railway. I think is that they're celebrating their 200 years.
Railway. I'm not sure the word modern can be used with it. But...
Yeah, that's very true. But here we are, 200 years later, and we're still waiting for trains to arrive. But I'm sure we'll see an improvement. Hopefully, see an improvement with some of the changes the government are making. Another one of our partners is also celebrating a 20th anniversary this year. Evolve, they celebrate 20 years, which is also impressive to get to 20 years as a rail partner and a technology organisation. But in terms of events that we've mentioned already, Clive, we I think two really striking events that we've put in the calendars this year are our members and partners meetings. That we didn't do before, really to engage with the wider membership on a more regular basis, and also to engage with the wider partnership on a more regular basis. So for those members and partners who are listening in, please make sure that you get those dates in your diary, just to come and listen to what's going on at the BTA, what's going on within our partnership and membership, and how you can get involved, and obviously bring to the table some of those opportunities and challenges that we see pretty much every day in our industry.
Yeah, you're right. And the next one is the 27th of March, just before the Parliamentary Dinner. Then we're trying to get everybody together because we will all be together in Westminster. So that will be the next one where we will update our members on everything that's going on at the BTA. So I hope to see lots of members there. And I know the partner one is not too far away either. So
the membership one is the 25th of March, hopefully. And the partner one is the 27th of March, just for clarity.
Right, clarity. Okay, not just for clarity, any TMC.
Not just for clarity, any TMC is more than welcome to come along.
Absolutely. And I know we're jumping around because this is the first one, the BTA Pulse we've done ever, and certainly this year. But you mentioned about the railways. I'm actually at a meeting with Lord Hendy tomorrow, which he will be updating on the railways bill and what they're doing. So that's going to be really interesting to hear how far the new administration have got in pushing that through. Another work that we're doing, kind of attending meetings with Baroness Tanny Gray Thompson. We've been invited on behalf of the business travel industry to input into the government's accessibility workshop around flying with disabilities, hidden and non-hidden. So we're really getting involved in that on behalf of members, and it's great that I've got some members joining me at some of those meetings. And lastly, I'm heading up to your part of the world. In terms of when we're talking about government interaction in a couple of weeks' time, and we have a meeting with the is it the Commissioner for Transport of Manchester? That is
Transport for Greater Manchester. Yeah, that's correct. I think the northern region are certainly making headway in terms of trying to transform the way we operate up here. They're trying to bring in a London-style scheme where you just kind of click and go with your contactless payment option. So I think it's interesting. I think we have 12 boroughs over in the Greater Manchester area, so it's hard to sort of bring them all together immediately, but it's something that the current mayor of Manchester is absolutely hell-bent on delivering, and he's taking those early steps to get it in place. So it'll be interesting to see how they perceive it's working, and also the connection across the north and some of the challenges that we face, which is an integral part of one of our key objectives and part of our strategy, which is to really promote a better infrastructure right across the UK, not just for London and the southeast, where predominantly most of the money and the focus goes.
Absolutely. So a busy bit of a time. So just back to you, Helen. You've been working hard on one of the objectives this year is to widen our number of TMC members, and I know you've got a bit of work going on around that, but also some new partners have joined us as well. So I don't know who either Sam or you, Helen, can update on a couple of newbies that have joined the BTA.
Yeah, so we had Claremont Hotel Group join us on the 1st of January, and BPP Education, who I mentioned previously, who were very kind in hosting us for the People and Talent Conference. And we have another one joining us on the 1st of March, which I'm delighted to announce. Birmingham Airport will be joining the partnership from the 1st of March.
Good to have them back, because they were member partners some time ago.
Yes, so inviting back. So, yeah.
Great airport. I used to work there, so it always gets my vote.
Yeah, so good to have another airport join us. But yeah, so that's all I've got at the moment in terms of, and I'm talking to a number of potential new members as well, but I won't say any more about that just at the moment until something more comes to fruition. But obviously, if anybody is interested in talking about membership and would like to know more about what it means, the value of being a member of the BTA, then just to give me a ring or send me an email, and we can set up a call. So yeah, always looking for people who want to join us.
Perfect. And Sam, just back to you as we finish up, because we're nearly at the end of the podcast, just to kind of hear, how many partners have you got to meet so far, and what's your kind of next couple of weeks looking like for everybody, and when can they expect to hear from you if they haven't already?
So I've met a handful. I've been on some calls for the last couple of weeks, so that's great. I've certainly made a dent. But the next 2 weeks are going to be very much full on. I've sort of got my ducks in a row. I've got my lists. I know where everybody is, and my contacts. So that's my focus is reaching out. Just starting those introductions and those conversations, and start to build those relationships.
Fantastic. And Oh, Andrew's speaking, but he's on mute.
Yeah, I do that. I do that regular. It gets more viewers if I stay on mute generally, and for these events. But yeah, I was just saying that Sam has built a nice hit list there, Clive, to reach out to those partners. So if she contacts you early, that means you are high on the hit list. If she contacts you later in the month, it means you're okay and you're a good partner. But if she contacts you early, then there's trouble.
Well, that's setting the stall.
It doesn't bode well for some people next week, does it? Or this week?
Yeah, if you're listening, I'm just overriding that. So you're all important.
That's it.
I've spoken to everybody.
As quickly as possible. Yeah, absolutely.
I just wanted to just mention as well, we do have a partner webinar coming up very, very soon as well. So I'll be in conversation with Vibe. Vibe will be showing us their solution and talking about the ever-evolving OBT landscape and what the key features of the Vibe solution are for our TMC members. So if you are interested in that, you can register via our events page, and we will be holding that at lunchtime, 12 o'clock on the 26th of February.
So by the time this goes out, people might be able to register for that one.
Yeah. That one will still be in the future. That's good. But no, it's an important one. It's be a good listen, I am sure. So, everybody, it is really important just to kind of say that this is another medium for updating you on what's going on at the BTA. Yes, it's been a little bit random today because we've got lots of new people and new ideas that we're pushing through. But in the future, Andrew and I will be kind of really talking about the work of the BTA and our engagement and trying to keep you updated in a format that you can listen to on your journey to and from work. As Helen just said, please go to our website. All of the events are on there. Find out what Sam looks like and what the rest of us look like too, because all of our pictures and everything are on there, all our partners and members. And most importantly, the association is effectively your association. So please get in touch with us if there's anything that you'd like to talk about, anything that concerns you, or any great ideas that you have. We are here for you, and we are nothing without you, as the saying goes. So we really look forward to your engagement over this year as we move forward into what's going to be an interesting but hopefully very positive year for the business travel sector. So it just leaves us to say thank you for listening. As we always say, if you got this far, thank you again. We really appreciate it. Most don't. And we will be back with the next edition of BTA Pulse very soon. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from
Sam Wells.
Helen Turner.
Thank you. Yes, goodbye. Thanks for listening.
And it's a goodbye from me.
See you all soon. Thanks for listening.
That was the BTA podcast. BTA, the voice of business travel.